Active Inclusion is a support and learning service for young people.
What we aim to do is really to support any young people as long as there's felt to be a need for that support to be there.
What's particularly different with Active Inclusion is that it has the time to be able to develop positive relationships with children.
We can work with those young people just in need of a little bit of extra help out at school, a little bit of mentoring to keep them ticking along. We're able to work with those who maybe have involvement through social services and just provide a bit of extra help to them or their families, right through to those with very specific learning difficulties, where we can offer quite a full curriculum package for them, which comprises mainly of support work, which is there aimed at working with a young person to boost their self-esteem and their confidence in themselves and their abilities, as well as working on specific issues that may have affected their lives, such as anger management issues, bereavement, that kind of thing.
They each come with their own particular learning objectives, needs, their own particular history, perhaps special needs, perhaps almost all of them have emotional difficulties, all mixed in together, and you just have to get to know them and work with them, build up a relationship.
Sometimes children, young people come to us and they've been out of school for a while and they really want to read and write, and that's something that they've missed and they really struggle with as they get older.
So we've been working on basic literacy because he's been in a special school where, according to Ryan, they didn't really ever bother to try and teach you to read, did they? And he really wants to read, so we've been working on that. Started from zero, really, pretty much. He was also doing basic numeracy, mixing up different tasks. But Ryan, obviously, all our kids are very individual, and they've all got their own backgrounds and their own physical health issues often.
Well, it teaches you reading, maths, numeracy, and it should be good. They let you go on your Facebook or anything, or they take you out, play pool.
These are keywords flashcards, which are very useful, which you can do various games with, or you can just pick them out at random, like we often do. Should we do 10?
Yeah.
All right. What's that one?
3.
3, brilliant. Here's an easy one.
If.
Here's a tricky one, but you did have it the other day, do you remember?
But.
That together, that makes the ing sound.
In.
Do you remember? Ing.
Ing.
So the first 2 letters make what sound?
Bin.
No, the first 2 letters.
Bruh.
Bruh. And then that is ing.
Bring.
Good.
We provide a very holistic service, looking at the young person's needs in the round, including issues with their family and their peers, their health, whatever it might be important to that young person. And because we're completely independent, we can approach that with a lot of creativity.
The first thing is about helping them to make their lives happier, really. Whether that be getting back into school, or sorting things out with their mum and dads, or their carers, or the relationships they have with their friends.
They range from maybe just being a couple of hours a week, right up to 4 days a week with us. Those who we just see for a couple of hours tend to be those that are doing okay at school, things are going all right, but could just do with a little bit of extra help to keep them ticking along. Or there have been specific issues coming up, such as bullying or poor behaviour at school, that we were really just there to check in with them, monitor with them about how that week's been, and basically get a plan together for the following week and look at coping strategies, that kind of thing. Those who are with us on more of a full-time basis tend to have a mix within their timetables of some numeracy literacy, some key skills work around self-esteem, confidence, and we also mix that then with some one-to-one tuition and some group work for that to give young people the ability to have quite a range in their time with us.
We've got a lot of options in our bag, between all the staff and the experience over the years of what activities and projects to do with young people. There's a lot that you can do when you first meet a young person, start working with them. You have to get to know them so you can try different things, but you soon find some things that they like to do you know, time after time.
We're still building it, but the young people are helping build it up. It's a workbench. It's upside down at the moment. That's the top, and that will have a vice, big working vice on it. Right, that's in. Let's see if the tabletop you can take that in.
We've got a room for practical work. A number of the kids have been helping to actually set up the workshop, and that's been quite good too, because it gives them a sense of ownership. We use some curriculum stuff for literacy, numeracy, but child-centred learning is you find out how the child ticks, how they best learn, and that sort of leads what you do. But also, you know, some things can come out doing other activities. You know, they can take on, you know, real leadership roles, you know, and surprise us, you know, in a positive way.
If a young person needs full-time education or full-time support, we can provide that, or we can see them for an hour or two a week.
From a young age, I just never stayed in school. I got kicked out of school in year 6, so when I was 11, and ever since I've never been back. So they put me in here and it's working quite good. We
treat each kid as an individual, really, and work with them where they are, where they've come from, where they want to get to. Really get to know them and build a trust relationship with them. It's kind of a luxury we have here, because we have often one-to-one or very small groups. We can do that much more easily than you can do in a school context, where you kind of have to have a one-size-fits-all. Well, not have to, but generally, you know, these kids have behaved quite extremely in other situations. When you see their histories, you think, oh my God. But actually they're generally fine here, because we don't treat them like idiots. So I'm not saying necessarily in school they do, but sometimes they are treated like, you know, they feel really disrespected and so on. So we give them that respect, and we expect respect back, which is often a learning process for them.
Really, I mean, every young person is like an individual. They've got their own story, and I think that's the difference with active inclusion is we're looking at each individual on an individual basis, and you know, it's like tailoring programs to meet the needs of that individual.
The ethos is to help young people to tap into their own potential, to be all they can be, to help them take control, take ownership of their lives, and